In the automotive world,
Yeah.
and trust me, I know it fairly well, Fuzz and I have rebuilt like 80 cars, we say that preparation is everything. It's all in the prep, is the automotive industry saying.
Yeah.
Is it the same for you guys?
Absolutely. We put down a primer in this case. In your case, we've got oil on the floor, we've got some damp in places. So in those cases, we use either a damp tolerant primer or an oil tolerant primer. There are other primers that we use as well, but they're all designed to allow the top coat, which is the high build epoxy floor paint, to go over and adhere to the surface as well as possible.
So how many different sorts of primers have you got?
So we do 4 different types. We do a deep penetrating primer, we do a oil tolerant primer, a damp tolerant primer, and just a general epoxy primer, which is for a general purpose, general use.
You had some guys come in this morning that had this cool piece of kit, which is a grinder, and they were grinding around, leaving a lovely smooth surface, and it was amazingly dustless, which I wasn't expecting. How important is grinding?
Fairly important. I mean, you need to be able to make the surface a little bit rough, like you would almost like with sandpaper, to provide a key so that when the primer goes on top, it adheres to the surface as well as it can.
So for people who decide not to grind, what would you recommend if that's the decision they've made?
In this case, I'd make sure that the surface is completely clean, remove any debris or any flakes to make sure that these don't stay around when the primer goes down. And if we're not using a grinder, then a sander or some sort of way to abrade the surface to allow that surface to
get a key.
To get a key,
Right. So in answer to my original question, how important is preparation?
Preparation is key. No pun intended.